Good morning, everybody. As part of our chapel this morning, before Sierra comes up for the announcements, we would like to invite a few people to join us because we have some fun to be had today in chapel. So Mr. Badgley, Mr. Lovett, and Mr. Camilio, we'd like that you come join us in Fuller Chapel just for a little short time. We have people waiting just outside of your rooms to enable you to be able to join us. So with that said, as you make your way here, please welcome Sierra for our announcements this morning.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 10th, and it's a white cohort day. Tomorrow is the last day of the food drive. Please bring your non-perishable food items to your advisory tomorrow. A reminder, the advisory that brings the most items wins a week of Chef B's goodies. The college virtual visit scheduled for today is Florida Institute of Technology at 3 p.m. Attention international seniors and juniors. The registration deadline for the December 12th TOEFL is November 19th. Any student needing to take the TOEFL should email Ms. McCaffrey at mmccaffrey@stjlabs.com to get the link to the registration form. Juniors are encouraged to sign up. Seniors will be given priority. Please email Ms. McCaffrey with any questions. Scope will not meet this week. We will hold our next meeting on Tuesday, November 17th. Please reach out to Ms. Morris if you need anything. Stay tuned for more information soon. Catamount Arts is seeking input about possible art, music, and cultural programs they can offer to teens during the pandemic. If you'd like to be a part of a focus group, please contact Ms. Morris at cmorris@sjacademy.org. You will be compensated for your time. Good morning, class of 2023. The votes for the class of 2023 officers and open student gov representatives have been casted and counted. Congratulations to 2023 sophomore year officers. Drum roll, please. Secretary, Rory Higgs. Treasurer, Eric Chen. Vice President, Theodore Montague. President, Nathan Lanzini. In addition to officers this year, we have 3 student government representative seats. Congratulations to the following on winning these seats: Abigail Aiken, Shelby Lizzett, and Bianca Hannon. Thank you to all the candidates for running and to the huge number of you who took the time to vote. As always, 2023 rocks. And happy birthday today to Peter Hu, Henry Holderby, Morgan Petty, and Kerrigan Wales. Happy birthdays. And for late announcements, on Saturday at BFA, the boys cross country team placed 3rd in the Vermont Meet of Champions. The meet brought together the top 15 teams from the state championships: Evan Thornton Sherman, Brandon Anthes, Hale Boyden, Nathan Lanzini, and Luke Chatterton provided the scoring for the boys. Congratulations. Have an excellent day.
Thank you, Sierra, and thank you to our advisors who have showed up to find out what's in store for you all today. But I wanted to start talking this morning a little bit about something maybe we need to hear more about, and that is connection. One of our most basic human needs is to connect to people. And from this stage, over the years, we've heard terms like Ubuntu, I am because we are. We've also heard things like, this is who we are, therefore this is what you will see. Some might argue that connection is much easier in the digital world. And on many accounts, I would agree that that's true. But I would also argue that in order to build relationships within our families, our friend groups, our teams, our advisories, or our community, whether it's the school community or the greater community, we all have a responsibility to one another to create that connection, to find ways to create that connection, to give to one another opportunities to develop that sense of connection. For example, now as advisories, we're working together as you heard in the announcements, to bring the foods, the canned food to the food shelf. Tomorrow will be the last day, and your advisors will work to get those counts to your deans. On Thursday, we will have helpers during advisory time to be able to collect those and fill the truck outside Fuller Hall and get the boxes in to where they need to be so that we can help those community members in need. That is one form of connection. This is who we are, therefore, this is what you will see. In your classrooms, on your teams, in your dorms, you've been able to create connections under very different circumstances than what we've been used to, taking each day one challenge at a time. Whether that's been playing board games with the proctors in your dorm when the internet goes out, or taking multiple walks with your friends when it's 70 degrees in November, maybe we'll get to that again today. Or for those of you who have been continuing on with your book clubs, even though they need to meet in a virtual way, in efforts to keep those connections going. One of the other things that you've heard from this stage, especially from me, is that we talk about the importance of being on a great team. Now, you might be able to look at that in terms of whether it is your advisory, your family, the groups that you're involved with, your teams, however you want to look at that term and make it apply. I am blessed to work with a great team, the Dean team. And one of our biggest challenges this year as a Dean team is to help bring all of us together in a time when the world is asking us to be somewhat apart. I spoke from this stage not long ago how blessed we are about the gift of being able to be in school together, and while that should be enough. But as a dean, working with their councils, working with student government, working with our office and clubs and activities, when we're used to running different events and fundraisers and activities for all of you to have that connection, to bring one another together, we've struggled to figure out how we're going to make that all work. But rather than lament on what it is that we can't do, we decided yesterday in our weekly meetings about some of the greatest aspects of chapel. And part of that has to do with audience participation, which isn't altogether all that easy when you're all in your advisories. Student live acts have been things, faculty live acts have been things that we've been able to simulate a little bit just to bring a little extra joy to your day. So we thought today that we would energize at sunrise, since it's going to be one of those warm days in November, and we wanted to call down 3 advisors for this advisory challenge. Now the prize is that the winner of this faculty challenge and advisory challenge is that there's a nice little $25 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts that your advisor can treat you with should they win this competition. But your role today in advisories is to play along, and certainly the Camilio and Levitt and Badgley advisory, you are the first to maybe benefit from some of these challenges. So, that said, your role is one to play along. The other part of your role is to help us create some of these ideas after you see this in action today of more things that we can continue to do to build our culture and climate, because this is who we are, therefore this is what you will see. So, first, because I won't be alone up here, first, any great activity has a great host. And so, the first person I'm going to call to the stage right now, and again, we will work to stay socially distanced while still in the view of the camera. I'm going to call Mr. Dusso to the stage. He's going to be the first person. Now, any good host has to have great teammates, and we talked about the importance of being on a great team. And so, in order to carry out some of the tasks that need to happen, we have also invited Mr. Reed and Mr. Racinette here to help out with some of those tasks for this forced family fun that we're going to have via live chapel this morning. Next, right, students, this is where you come in, because for today, as you know, we have asked some of your advisors to join us. So we're going to ask that Mr. Badgley and Mr. Camilio and Mr. Levitt stand to this side in appropriately socially distanced areas. And then finally, we have the women of the hour who are joining us. So Sierra will come on stage, and she is joined this morning by Miss Angel. And Miss Stacy. So if you can welcome us for our first family fun. Mr. Dusso is going to set up some of these contest activities, and I'm going to work hard to keep us all appropriately socially distanced as we go. Okay, so Terrence and Matt, you're coming in.
Good morning, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be back here in Fuller Hall once again. I'd like to introduce our activity today. It's a game called charades. There was muffled cheering behind me, just so you know. Charades is a game of pantomime. And we do have our three pantomimes here today, Mr. Badgley, Mr. Lovett, and Mr. Camilio. And they have been selected because of their excellent pantomiming skills. They all have background in the business. With that, I want to talk a little bit about the rules of charades and perhaps remind our contestants of ways that one can and cannot communicate while playing charades. As you probably all know, the whole idea behind charades is you can't speak. You know, you can't speak, and this works well with the masks. This is great, absolutely. You have to act out what you're trying to communicate. And we do have specific categories in terms of what these mimes are trying to communicate. One is book titles. The next is movie titles. Could possibly be a play title in there, a song title, a TV show, or perhaps a quote or a phrase. And again, if you're going to communicate a book title, it's good to, let folks know that it's a book. If it's a movie title, everybody knows that this means movie in charades. A play title, you could pretend you're pulling up a curtain. A song title, you could of course pretend you're singing. A TV show, you draw the rectangle of a television, and of course, a quote or phrase, you go to the famous air quotes. Now, sometimes it's hard to act out a particular word. You have to go sometimes phonetically. So if it's a 3-word title, you want to let folks know that there's 3 words in it at the beginning. And then you want to let them know which word you're communicating first and so forth. And you can do that with your fingers. Sometimes you might need to get down to the number of syllables in the word, and so you use your arm. If it's a 3-syllable word, and then you let them know it's the first syllable, and it sounds like something, okay? Once the guessers have guessed, let's say, one of the words in the title, it's good to touch your nose to let them know that they got one of the words. So that indicates, once again, that they got it on the nose, okay? I think that's how that works. Yeah, I think that's what we need to know. So one of the beauties of this is the dramatic irony that's going to take place. We're going to be drawing these categories, these things, out of a hat. And of course, we will be sharing with each one of the pantomimes what it is that they're communicating. But we're also going to share it with you at home, okay? And in the classroom and so forth. So you're going to know what they're trying to communicate, which makes it especially fun. And that, once again, is dramatic irony. So, without further ado, let's draw the first category. I guess I get the honors on this. Okay, here we go.
Yes, I can tell them which one to come through. Okay.
We have our first. I'm going to pass this on to Mr. Lovett.
So, Mr. Dusso, Dean Reed is going to share in his best Vanna White way in front of the podium.
Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes.
No, turn around, drink.
Close your eyes.
Okay, Terrence, now you gotta go.
Close your eyes, close your eyes. They can see through, they can see through. They can see through. Got to make sure that folks don't see it, all right? This is important, all right? I'm going to step away now. Mr. Lovett, it's up to you.
Do you have a timer?
Oh yeah, we're going to time it.
Yeah.
How long?
By the way.
How long do I have?
Can we turn around?
Excuse me. So the way that we indicate the winner, whomever can communicate theirs the most quickly, all right? So we're going to be timing this.
Yeah, they can turn around, and you're going to come forward a little bit, but stay arm's distance. Okay. Mr. Dusso, you've got the time.
I am working on it. I am ready. You may begin now.
It's a book.
Book. Movie. It's a book
movie.
and made
It's a book
into a
and a
movie.
movie.
Dog licking. Paw.
Be loud so they can hear you in the audience.
Crown. King. King.
Lion King.
Simba. Mufasa.
Hat. King. Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat.
Oh,
nice.
So I'm going to let folks know that that was 26.77 seconds, all right? 26.77 seconds. And just a question, do we have a microphone by any chance, a microphone so folks can hear? I don't know if we happen to have one.
Or can we have them step a little
Maybe you all could,
closer to the podium?
just so the folks in the audience can hear what you're saying, because that's part of the fun.
Okay.
That's part of the fun, of course, of charades, is being able to hear what folks are saying.
So, Mr. Dusso, it's fair to say that it's if they get it correct and they have the least amount of time lapse, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So if they get it correct and they do it in the least amount of time, they will be the winner. And Mr. Lovett has set the bar high at 26 seconds, I believe. All right, here we go.
Okay, turn around. To the back wall. Face the back wall.
Yeah.
Face the back wall. Remember, badge you
Oh, wait,
back
do they-
up just a little bit, and they want to come closer to the podium.
Okay.
Can we turn around?
Yes.
All right.
Closer to the podium, ladies.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Badgley, you may begin now.
2 words.
2 words.
Movie.
Movie.
Bunny. Hopping. Hunting. Elephant. Rascally rabbit. Ice. What the heck is a bird? A crow. An airplane. What is that? You're hunting.
Giant.
A dragon. A tail. A tail? A hood. A big bird.
Annie, guess something.
What are
I
you
don't even know what to
doing?
guess. Are you a dragon?
It's 2 words. It's a movie. First
One
word.
First word.
Tail.
Tail.
Fin. I don't know what this means.
Finding Dory.
A masked man. Airplane. Mask.
Shield. The mask.
Wings. Flying.
Superman.
Flying.
Um,
Flying? Has it got something to do with flying? Is it wings? You're hunting. Are you hunting?
Try the second word.
What's the second
wait,
word?
second word. Second word.
You're thinking.
Thinking. Planning.
Talking.
Talking.
Oh my God, you're not very good.
Singing.
It's a book.
Reading.
Okay, I don't know what this is. This like a fin or a dagger?
Keep going. Do it again.
You got nothing. Come on.
Frustrated.
What? Okay, what would this be? Oh, Jesus. A fin, a wing, a sword in the back.
A suit.
Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. No. You've got to do something.
The Simpsons.
Hopping, jumping.
Buddy.
Okay.
It was Toy Story.
Toy Story.
What was this?
What's that?
Woody.
Toy Story. Toy Story.
Okay.
Toy Story. All right, I'd like to thank Mr. Badgley. That was for his valiant effort on that.
Yes.
That was excellent.
Absolutely.
Here we
One
go,
more, one
folks.
more.
We have one more. I'm gonna pass this on. Just remind. Oh yes. Mr. Camilio, you're gonna enjoy this one. It'll remind you of your youth. Dinosaurs.
What's the move for a song? Oh, okay.
There you go. Little hint. Little hint. Yeah, turn up. Yeah, move closer. Yeah. Okay.
We're ready,
Okay,
Mr.
Mr.
Camilio.
Camilio.
All right, let's see what you got.
Come a little bit forward to the podium so we can see.
Okay.
No, so that the audience
Okay,
You gotta get over a little.
she told you. Okay, you here?
Yeah, so the camera.
There?
You ready?
All right.
All right.
We got this. Song, I don't know what that means, song.
It's a song. It's
Okay.
a song.
Right.
Crown, hat, cone, dunce cap. Climbing a ladder. You got to get stairs.
Stairway to heaven.
That was my,
What was this?
that was my halo.
Exactly, that's why we didn't get it.
I took a screenshot.
Good job.
Good job.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Dusso, how about we award the Duncan category to the Camelio Advisory?
Camelio, Mr. Camelio,
Yeah, let's give it up for Mr. Camelio's advisory. And let's give it up for our special contestants. Thank you very much for joining us. As we wrap this chapel this morning, I want to challenge all of you advisories out there. What would you like to see in chapel? Do you have ideas to help bring our community together, to have a little bit of fun, to help us while we're all in this together? The importance of being on a great team. Special thank yous to the Dean team, to those that aren't here and part of our planning process, Ms. Huntington, Mr. Robillard, Mr. Driscoll, all part of our planning. Ms. Haggerty, while not here on stage, have helped energize at Sunrise. And to all of you, surround yourself with people who push you to do better every day. No drama, no negativity, just higher goals and higher motivation. Good times, positive energy, no jealousy or hate. Simply bring out the absolute best in one another. Have a great day, St. Johnsbury Academy, and thank you to our guests.